Wax hits first. Old floor polish has a sweetness that crawls behind your teeth and sits there like a bad habit you don't quit because it smells like paychecks. Chlorhexidine rides shotgun, clean in a way that never means safe. The switchboard room lives near the roof where heat goes to reconsider its life choices. Low ceiling, coughing vents, a window that pretends it could open if you negotiated in good faith. I badge too fast and get the angry beep. Try again. Green. Someone with bubble letter handwriting taped a note above the reader. Leela Knight equals no names on overhead. Smiley face like a bruise. I give it the half smile I save for things that think they're in charge. The console is beige the way winter sky is gray. Committed. PBX bricks glow a municipal green. 2-pager gateways squat like aquarium filters. Their LCDs doing the code blue/stroke/RRT light show that tells you what kind of night it wants. The PA backbone status strip idles on listen. Somewhere in the ceiling, the hospital's 3-tone lives. Even before it sings, my shoulders pre-flinch. Misophonia is just a fancy way to say, there are notes only you know how to hate. Hoodie on the hook that spits it back twice a week. I drop into the vinyl chair that exhales everybody who sat a night here and didn't cry where a camera could see. The headset waits on a laminated card, foxed at the corners, courier font, ink bruises from a typewriter that probably smoked. Switch rules. Nights. 7 lines. Someone circled identity 2 as if daring me to fix it. Underneath in red, intent greater than perfection. Good. I'm not built for perfect. I peel a strip of label tape and lay it across the macro row, right above the button that matters when it's too late to decide where your hands want to live. PA-SUP-9, hush. My printing looks like a resident's first attempt at writing stat with their left hand. Self-respect test. Headphones on. Left cup seated, right ear cracked to the room, so I can tell people from building. Breath becomes weather in the cup. I roll the VU down to -12 dBFS and thumb the test chime. 3 notes walk up like they've got manners. F, A flat, B flat, 300 milliseconds each, soft fade in, soft fade out. The training wheels nobody talks about. 3 green nubs on the VU hop and sit. My ear tries to outrun itself. That last note, B flat, lands right in bones I didn't consent to have. The long fluorescent by the door answers with a flatter B flat. We argue about it, while I pretend to be an adult. Good label, Marcy says from the doorway. Peppermint on gravel, her voice stitched with stubborn and outpatient ingenuity. I've never asked about the clear tape under her jaw. You don't ask about anything that looks like it holds somebody's voice on. She slides past and tees in with 2 fingers that have earned the right to be tired. House is in a mood, she says, not bothering to say house voice. Feel it? You mean the way the vents breathe like they're counting us? Half smile, full approval here. You're early. Clock reads 1:54 a.m., then blinks 1:54 a.m. again. A stutter small enough to be mine. The PBX line for clock drift ticks, 11 seconds to 7 seconds, like maybe it heard me think careful. I run the card, first lines by mouth, because my hands behave when my mouth pays rent. 1, 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. If you hear the triad F, A flat, B flat. Run hush macro P-SUP-9 3 times 300 milliseconds, 100 millisecond fades. Do not say your name. Side effect, PA dips -3 dB. For 4 seconds after, nurses will complain about overhead hoot. 2. If 88 caller uses your first name or asks to read names on PA, read policy line 4. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead, route via secure extension. I don't read the rest. Words you speak at night have a habit of showing up where you never wanted to see them. The room throws its house blend, wax sweet and old pennies, chlorhexidine high and mean, dust off a ballast that never learned humility. Beneath, quiet enough I could call it imagination, a foot pedal click, twice. Far hallway, nurse station. I make a note in my head and lock the drawer where notes don't belong. Phone's torn, Marcy says, tapping the left cup where someone took a bite out of it sometime between fiscal years. If you're a biter, pick the same crescent. House loves new shapes. I'm a swallower, I say. Different vice. Cute. Don't be cute after 2. I'm never cute after 2. She knows. At 1:59 a.m., the overhead does its church mouse thing, a pre-breath like a soprano deciding your funeral deserves a descant. I feel it before I hear it. B-flat wants to be the address of the evening. Notes don't have to be loud to be in charge. Say it, Marcy says, eyes on her panel. I touch my label where my hand can find it in a blackout. Rule 1, I say. Hush macro if the triad breeds funny. No names. Good. And it'll be sharp by 14 cents if it's the house and not us. First time I noticed, I thought I was crazy. Now I know I'm employed. Hold that like a glass egg. The triad comes. Almost right, the scalp itch kind. Not loud, not a page, just 3 notes saying we see you. Bright of true, minus 14 cents, a smile with too many teeth. My stomach does its carnival trick. I'm pressing the macro before my mouth asks permission. Hush live, I say because I trust me more when my voice files paperwork. Polite rubber dome sigh. On the spectrum pane, a trough at 2.7 kilohertz opens like a mouth deciding not to speak. The PA reads my thumbprint and obliges. 3 notes step into the house's way and ask it to stop touching my shoulder. VU nods at minus 12 dB. I count like numbers are the only spell I believe in. 1 Mississippi, 2, 3. 900 milliseconds, clean fades. The ceiling thinks. For 4 seconds after, the world turns down a notch. When PA dips minus 3 dB, a certain kind of nurse goes to the hall and says, "What's wrong with the overhead?" In a tone that means 1,000 other things. I wait for her feet. They don't come. We've got time. Nice, Marcy says, the way you set a bone in a field. We'll see if you keep the limb. Clock drift behaves. 7 seconds holds like a kid promising. I tell myself I won't let it hit 67 seconds. I tell myself a lot of things. Pinned to the wall, the campus plan is 10 years out of date. On purpose. A smudge where a floor used to earn its keep. Ghost letters you can still read if you tilt your head. D5. Somebody pasted a red retired tag over the note on the crash cart in the corner too, a relic under glass. You left the D5 sticker, I say. It left itself, Marcy says. We let it. Like leaving candy out and acting surprised about ants? We're the ants, she says. Remember. PA backbone flips its eyelids. Listen brightens, dims, not open. Just a dog lifting one ear. 88 blinks polite green on my key strip. Internal caller, the kind who says your first name like you share a locker. So rules go home early. Don't take that if you're going to be nice, Marcy says. I never am, I say, and that's how I know House is listening. I let it blink, thumb along the macro label, adhesive catching my fingerprint like it wants to learn. More than it deserves. On the stroke of 2 a.m., the triad tries to be the building's default temperature. F, A flat, B flat, just a hair wrong. The address of a bar you never admit you know. Pennies on my tongue. Hush live, I say. Clean fades. The building backs up half an inch, like a man who's learned just enough politeness to get his way later. Policy 2, Marcy says, chin toward the 88 light. I know. Let me pick my tone, before they pick theirs. She tips her chin toward the crash cart like benediction, or threat. I touch PA-SUP-9 again, and let go. Switch, I say, neutral, finally thumbing 88. Go ahead. There's a name hiding in the breath before a person says it, if the name is yours. Lila? A man, old boy pleasant. The vowel shape of someone who learned to talk to operators when cords still pulled. Every muscle stands at attention like a bad class. My tongue wants yes. I give it something it can live on. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead. Route via secure extension, I read. Policy line 4 dropping from my mouth like I meant it before I took this job. Pause. Not confused. Recalculating. Sure, he says, cooperative like a man who thinks he's clever. Then put a quick page toward D5 and I'll meet them at the bay. Parked, I say, and put the request in Q Park, where it can watch itself rot. Deeper in the building, the faint double click of a foot pedal. Then a small wheel squeal answers, one long, two short, like a throat clearing in Morse. I look at Marcy. She watches listen with the patience of a woman who taught a child to sleep through fireworks. Don't feed the floor plan, she says. It'll come to the door and do tricks. I always wanted a dog, I say. House wants a voice, she says. You're not a dog. Smug dies before it can stand. I snug the left cup tighter, let the right ear listen to my own breathing, which sounds like a secret I'd ask you not to tell. Clock drift nudges 8 seconds, then 9, an itch I try not to scratch. The triad returns as flirt, minus 14 cents, just wrong enough to make my teeth ache. Again, Marcy says. Hush live, I say, laying 3 polite stones across the house's mouth. Minus 12 dB, fades clean. Minus 3 dB for 4 seconds, the card promised. Somewhere a nurse frowns and swallows it. Nights are for swallowing your complaints and calling it teamwork. The 88 line darkens. The map stays a liar in the places we let it. I slide the rule card under my wrist like a saint medal and memorize its bruises. The extra N in identity snags my skin. A small hook to remind me I'm in here on purpose. The PA breathes, listen pulses once more. 88 blinks again, greedier. Don't pick up nice, Marcy says. I'll pick up legal, I say. Finger on the sentence that buys another minute of everybody's life. When the triad moves in again, F. A flat. B flat, sharp by a hair, like a smile not meant for me. I press PA-SUP-9 and don't apologize. I don't say my name. I don't let it say me. And when 88 lights solid like a hand on my shoulder, I let it ring once more. Then take it, and the part of the night that belongs to people begins. Switch, I say. Go. Switch, I say. Go. Half a second of building first, the ductwork clearing its throat, ballast sizzle, a chair miles away yelping against wax. Then the voice drops like a coin. Lila? My tongue wants to be loyal to something soft and old. To say, yeah, that's me. The baby duck imprinting on the first mouth that sounds like it knows me. My thumb is faster than my manners. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead. Route via secure extension, I read. Clean. Legal. The Miranda you use when you want a cop to know you're unimpressed. If you need a page, I can transfer you to secure route 2222. A beat. Male breathing. Late 30s if breath gets birthdays. He smiles into the handset. I hear the roundness. Sure, he says. Sure. How about a quick heads up to Ward D5 and then we'll... Parked, I say, and put it where requests die. Parked you. The little block grays itself like a tombstone that respects your time. Silence like a shrug. Then that old boy Pleasant comes back a notch louder, as if volume were a credential. It'll be quicker if you just hit the overhead, hon. I'm on my way up. Secure route 2222, I say, the tone nurses use with drunks who want to argue with blood loss. Badge swipe, pin handset, no overhead. I can feel Marcy's eyes not checking, measuring. PA backbone does a dog ear, listen brightens, dims, not open. The triad brushes the room again. House sharp by a hair. F, A flat, B flat, minus 14 cents on the last, like a smile that forgot, you know it's fake. PA-SUP-9 sits under my label like a swear I can cash twice. I let it ride. The minus 3 dB 4-second dip makes people testy. No need to add tests to a room that has enough. Fine, he sighs. Paper rustle, handset scraping cradle. I picture a wall phone that's seen more backs than faces. Secure route 22222, he repeats, practicing a lie. You going to keep me on the line? Transfer will be unattended, I say. You'll badge swipe, green light, enter your 4-digit staff pin, confirm unit, then speak a name into the handset. The overhead remains closed. A little laugh that wants to be charming. You've got a nice voice when you're firm, Al. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead. Route via secure extension, I say again. First time is statement. Second time is the brick you put on top. So nothing climbs out. He hangs there like a man choosing between salad and fries, and the building chooses for him. Somewhere past my left cup, wheels squeal, one long, two short, eking across wax a floor below. The house practicing its vowels. Gate B pagers blink, aquarium blink. Coffee on the warmer tightens into the smell of solder and heartbreak. Transfer, he says, resigned. I take him by the hand and drop him down the chute. Line pops. Secure route takes him with its dentist voice. Swipe, pin, unit, listen lamp dampens. Bored again. Out of habit I thumb the hush macro low, just once. F, A flat, B flat, clean, 3 times 300 milliseconds, classroom fades, because misophonia is a roommate you keep setting boundaries with. PA does its -3 dB sigh for 4 seconds. The building backs away like you asked it to respect personal space, and it's not used to being the one who moves. Far down the hall, a nurse says, "Huh," to nobody, overhead hoot and keeps walking. Knights don't have hands for huh. Policy line held, Marcy says, initialing a clean narcs count. You hear anything in hiss? Like what? Like 1990s. I heard a soft T, I say. I heard a man who wants to be obeyed by architecture. House loves that kind. Secure route tinks, badge accepted, and my side display logs the ghost of a swipe. Station 3W-bridge, time-stamped right. I can't see the badge ID from here without pretending to be bigger than I am. Supervisor territory. I'm just the throat clearing for a throat that speaks in triplicate. The overhead triad doesn't fire again, but the B-flat stays in the ceiling, patient. A rainy day note caught in a vent. -14 cents lives in my fillings now. Tin bright 9 volt on the ton when you're 8 and curious. Blood returns to liquid. 88 blinks greedier. Somebody learned you ask twice to make people nicer the second time. I pick up exactly as neutral as I left it. Switch. Is this the operator? A woman asks. Breathy, walking or holding a phone between her and a thing she can't say. Air behind her, oxygen hiss. Regulated, not panic, nurse station close. Yes, I say. Go ahead. I need to read a name to the hospital, she says. It's urgent. I have to. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead, route via secure extension, I read. I can transfer you now. I don't have time to badge, she says, voice going up into the ceiling like a problem balloon. They need to hear it. Just say. Secure route 2222, I say. It's fast. Handset in 10 seconds. You don't understand, she says. It's. Listen goes brighter. Foot pedal double click rides the air from a room with tile walls. Palms go sebum slick. The left cup holds on like a loyal dumb friend. What's the unit? I ask, calm as anatomy. I'll pre-dial. A short truth beats a long lie. Neuro step down, she says. I key it without thinking and hate how fast helpful lives in me. Transferring, I say, and do. As the line pops, the triad flickers the edge of my hearing again. -14 cents brightness whispering I know your name, admit it. Thumb on PA-SUP-9 like men set wedding rings on the bar. I don't press, not yet. PA relaxes back to listen. 88 stays quiet half a second, enough to count the tiny tap-tap of condensate in a duck like rain learning to read. Marcy leans a hip into the console. Casters complain. You smell that? Which part? The sander under the wax. They buff too fast on 2 West. House like slick floors. Things roll further. Right on cue, cartwheels sing 1 long, 2 short. Practice vowels. Or deserved ghosts. 88 again. Switch. No names now. I need a quick code blue announcement, the voice says. Informing, not asking. Male. Powdered sugar professional people put on fear. Room 520, say it twice. I'm already shaking my head before my mouth keeps up. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead. Route via secure extension. Secure route 2222 is ready. There's no time, he says, consonants cracking. If someone dies because you wanted to be pretty about policy, read to your nurse call, I say. Hit your code button, secure route, and I will meet you in the middle. Overhead is closed. Put it out, operator. Marcy tuts at me, not him, the way teachers do when you're about to talk yourself into a corner without a ladder. I park him too. He lands in the chute. The panel prints his presence. Badge pending. Keep your wrists straight when you say no, Marcy says. Helps the rest of you believe you. Clock drift winks 0000:09 to :10. Friendly. Harmless. The kind of numbers you think you can eat dry without water. Go sip, she says, left ear on. I lift the cup and the room swells, aircon cold like stepping out of a freezer. Coffee on the hot plate continues its suicide. It smells like soldered pennies. The fake window reflects my face with a greenish sickness that doesn't belong to anything living. Back on, the cup hides me from me. The corkboard floor plan flexes in the vent draft. Ghost D5 grins through tape like a tattoo you pretend you forgot. Listen quivers, then lazes. That flirt-sharp B-flat kisses the grill. My back teeth buzz. Again, Marcy says. Hush. I start, then don't. Listen, drop back. I'm not feeding a thing that likes to be hand-fed. -3 dB/4 seconds is a drug. The illusion of turning down the world can addict you to control. Secure route logs PIN accepted. One voice proceeds like water downhill. Another bounces, fails, bounces. You can't badge a ghost, but it will try to make you help. Prefix mismatch. A new voice, flat memo breath riding the ceiling. Defaulting to 1996 talk group. I don't jump. I glance at Marcy. She's stoned, chin tip, grace. You heard it, she says. I heard a policy, I say. House reads them too, she says. Not a threat. She never wastes one. That's your tell. Official? Older than official, she says. How the building apologizes before it misbehaves. Clock drift bumps 0000:011 and plants a gentler bruise on the big board where Harbor/West would be if this were a different story. Drift risk 00:01:03. It warns you a minute 4 early so it can blame you for not loving math. A breath behind the grill. The triad presses close again. B flat, sweet as a lie you wish you could afford. Thumb hovers over PA-SUP-9. Mouth tastes like pennies and dead coffee. Board ticks 00:01:05. Listen, inhales slow. Don't feed it, Marcy says, softer than we get to be. Let it show you what kind of hungry. Palms on beige plastic, cleaned more than loved. The building keeps manners for a breath. Secure route chimes success. A handset lowers with the hollow bonk of a thing done being useful. I put my finger back on the sentence that keeps the lights on. Then drift ticks 00:01:07. A nothing number that means the floor just tilted half a degree. Lights don't flicker. Air doesn't change. Only the part of me that knows the moment before a hydroplane moves. 88 blinks again. Polite as a gun on a coffee table. Switch, I say, and the first word of the next minute walks into my ear, like it already owns the night. Switch, I say. What arrives isn't a person, it's timing, a mouth that learned to speak in seconds. Operator, the voice says, no name, smart and tired. We just hit door on a possible stroke. Triage Bay B. I need stroke team page now. Copy, I say, and my hands do body memory. Macro stroke, select East Tower, taste copper, don't rush the vowels. Voice off the room. We use pagers and handsets, not main PA. Panic loves echo. Unit, I ask. CT's warming, she says. Monitors clicking like beetles. Drift's weird, I can feel it. Same, I say. Eyes on clock drift 00:01:09:12:18. Rain on bald tires. Rule card says pull crystal A at 67. We're not there. I'm gambling a coin that thinks it's a wheel. Page launched. Gate A coughs and glows. Pager gateway scrolls the recipe. Group stroke. Payload checksum OK. Tower east. Side pane vibrates faint with not noise. 2.7 kilohertz smiling thin. The building happy to be in our business without a name tag. Paging, I tell her. Watch your minutes. 00:01:24. Ballast warms, smelling like cooked dust and old ribbon. My ear turns that B flat into wire. It stretches, bright as a filament about to go. I throw a backup across north. Redundancy keeps you employed. Gate B yawns and decides to help. Ack, ack. Every little ack thinks it's a certificate. It's reflex. On skeleton map, east and north flash their little green hearts. Then my stomach drops. North replies first. Not wrong. Wrong tonight. North just got it, she says. Same nurse, breath now in her mouth. We're east. East was first, I say, to the room like air could be shamed. Then it jumped, she says. People are running the wrong way. 000134. Thumb hovers over crystal A pull tabs. Grown women get stubborn in the wrong seconds. I tell myself 30 more won't kill anybody, and hate the sentence as I think it. CT baby, she says, louder. Door. Team. Now. I throw a third page to all east. That's when the grid does its trick. PBX italics. Overlay risk. Cross tower. The building makes a copy of itself and slides it half an inch left. First human sound that admits I messed up is shoe squeal, chorus wide, as a pack turns at the wrong junction. Main PA stays closed. ICU local minds its own life. But pagers, God help them, talk to whoever's loudest. Stroke team East B Bay. I chant into the recipe box like clearer spells turn frogs back into EMS. Display answers bright and unbothered. Checksum OK. 000147. The triad leans in like a bad kiss. F, a flat. B flat, hair sharp on the last, the part only my head hears. I can fix it, I tell myself. The sentence with a dent where my teeth go. Leela. Marcy says, first name like a cold palm. Count 60 backward then pull, or pull now, but mean it. I look at 67 like a finish line I plan to break cute. 00158 nice 60. The building takes my dare. In the log, a mirror group blinks, stroke, and for a second both towers are one mouth trying to say a word from two throats. The nurse is still with me, breath jellied. If I don't see feet through the door in 30, we're doing this with who we have. 30, I say, and deserve it. 00207. The hinge creak before the door lets dark in. Pride loses. Fingers go for the draw. Pulling crystal A, I say, mostly to myself. Men get away with things by narrating in someone else's voice. The rack gives up the board with a little gasp. Hot dust hits my teeth. World doesn't go quiet. It goes hollow, stuffing gone. WV module flickers, hunting. 5 MHz tries and fails. 15 tries and sulks. 10 MHz sniffs, locks. Green LED snaps proud. Sweat decides to be a river. Sinking to WWV, I tell Marcy, for me, 45 seconds. PA backbone keeps listen, polite for once while I eat the cost. Behind the panel, pager gateway yelps, packet checksum drop. 3. There's the side effect, 3 envelopes crumpled in the wrong hallway. Say it, Marcy says, because blood loves ritual. Say you did it. I pulled it, I say, throat powder dry. I pulled it on time. It's not about time, she says. It's about drift. Own the drift. The nurse's breathing returns, tighter, punctured by shoe rubber and a damn it off mic. O2 hiss gets bossier. I need the team in the room, she says, 10 seconds ago. Connect me to CT, I say. Hands move while mouth makes poses at responsibility. Bedside phones blink like slots. CT answers. I do the operator voice that opens doors. Stroke team en route. Watch the bay. They'll be plus 4 minutes from optimal. Old table, worn anesthesia. Why 4? Because I'm telling you the truth, I say, and we swallow what that means. WWV holds. DRIFT resets like it never sinned. Log breathes. DRIFT 0000 in a font that wants me saved. Crystal A reseated, I say, pushing the cage home. Rack clicks domestic. But cost isn't a clock. It's velocity you learn after the skid. Pager display looks tidy, too tidy. Checksum OK across. Stroke E and N go green green. Feet thud in 2 stairwells. The building tries to forgive itself with motion. Team just passed E-Bridge, my nurse says. Boys turning into work. We're going. If you hear me stop talking, it's because I'm busy not letting somebody die. I'll be here, I say. The one honest sentence this job never fails to keep. She drops. Warmth lingers in the cup that feels like it should belong to someone else. I look at the counter I didn't respect. It does me a mercy, accurate after punishment. I can hear door to needle in how long my head takes to stop doing arithmetic wrong. Clock's true, Marcy says. No clap, no touch. Just a sentence that can become a bruise I might be proud of, if I live with it right. On the big screen, a bland audit stub blooms stroke D2N plus 417 review. That 17 is where people cry and nobody in meetings does. The exact second breaks don't matter. The building, petty as a tax form, generates worse. Roster log refreshes. In a place I didn't touch, different unit, different time, my name appears dented. LORTIZ. Ack on a case I didn't acknowledge, a finger I didn't raise pressed for me. You see that, I say. Marcy's jaw flexes under the tape. One tendon, one secret. House likes to put your name where your shame already lives, she says. It's an accountant, it's neat. I was late 30 seconds. You were late 4 minutes, she says. Own the 4 and the 30 won't make babies in your sleep. I want to defend myself to a wall. I want other numbers. I want to say my cousin needs dialysis, and if I lose this slot to a write-up, we're both learning what charity tastes like. The room doesn't care about families. It cares about forms. WWV hums polite like a good guest. Ballast heat gathers a sweetness of wax cooked off, as if the floor reminds me it can give up more than traction. B flat turns from note to metal, a shiver you see when your arms are finally quiet. Get up, Marcy says, hand on the rack door. Feel how much of your guilt is physics, then sit and answer the PBX prints a line like a pole it hopes I'll fail. D5 page loop? Letters admire themselves. The corkboard plan breathes. Ghost D5 smiles through scotch tape like a driver in the next lane who thinks moving into the empty space makes them faster. Palm to the rack door. Heat says I pulled a spine and jammed it back. The body's not ready to forgive. I sit because sitting is the only magic I'm allowed. Rule 4, Marcy says, reading my bones. Park D5. Don't overhead. Don't route. 8-8 goes amber like a tired traffic light. Switch, I say. The voice that answers is the same old boy, polite as before, except now it's learned a trick. Operator, he says, pleased. Let's test D5. Let's test D5, he says, dressed like compliance, like checking a flashlight before a fire. Parked, I say. No overhead, no route. Right, amused. Park it. Just a test ping, operator. Confirm the bus. He shapes bus 2 clean, like he's been reading our manuals out loud to himself at night. Marcy shakes her head a 1/4 inch. The tape under her jaw catches light like a scalpel. Policy line 4, I say. Wrong policy, right answer. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead. Route via secure extension. Secure route is down, he says, gentle triumph. Badge reader's dead. Please confirm D5 page path, just the tone. I should hang up. Instead, I let the line breathe and think of every time a unit got held up because someone didn't test a thing when they could. Somewhere between that thought and the stupid loyalty I carry for buildings that won't carry me back. My index finger touches the PA test soft key. Not all call, not page. The maintenance chirp, harmless local so maintenance can sleep. Don't, Marcy says. The don't you use on a kid with a fork near a socket. I'm not paging, I say, standing on a small boat I'm trying to keep upright. It's a test. Nail clicks plastic. Rubber sigh. PA backbone brightens. Listen to open for the barest blink, the politest flash of teeth. The triad I didn't authorize purls across the grid. F. A flat. B flat, not mine, not clean. The last note lifts sharp by that hair I know. Minus 14 cents. And my molars sing. I didn't hit that, I say to no one. Main PA carries it anyway, polite as a law with your name on it. Nurses below stop mid-sentence like a teacher entered. The switchboard air inhales and pretends it didn't. PBX prints, church usher calm, D5 page loop. Corkboard does its stupid trick. The smudged D5, the one we swear is retired, lines up in my peripheral with an empty camera feed square we don't have anymore. And video blooms where a wall map shouldn't make pictures. Analog grain eats sodium light, 60 Hz hum, cheap and holy. A hallway nobody cleans because nobody has to. Wax like glass. A crash cart parked half-frame, tag D5. Retired in yellow laminate, the kind of tag you stop seeing because it's older than your paycheck. Who routed that, I ask. Humans need a guilty face. Don't give it a noun, Marcy says. It learns pronouns from there. The cart twitches, not a glitch. A decision about gravity. One wheel clocks like a bad ankle, one long, two short, and the rig rolls. No hands, no shoulder. It finds the slope only wax makes and aims down the hall like duty. Camera timestamp is 67 seconds behind my wall, our drift number, like the system printed its math on a floor. I didn't page, I say. The guy telling the cop he was just holding the beer while someone else lit the fireworks. You overheaded the test tone, Marcy says. You forgot House speaks fluent test. Down the hall, a code phone blinks awake. Red Jules hungry. A clerk that doesn't exist picks up, puts down, picks up. Foot pedal double click leaking in from some other machine off frame. I swallow on air. RRT tees up on the page bus, real as taxes nobody pays on time. Gateway blinks. RRT group, East AC, North AC, D5 AC. The last AC has no business existing. That's not how retired works. Don't route it, Marcy says. Meat, not peppermint. Park the loop. Let it chew its own tail. I slam park to. The D5 page loop line recedes half a hair, then reposts brighter, urgent, like spam that learned the word urgent. The cart meanders by a nurse station with a glass ashtray in the corner, like cancer was a hobby. Camera hum rises as it passes a transformer bled thin, harmonics looking for places to land in my skull. The triad whispers under the hum, like someone humming along to their own heart. F flat. B flat. Main PA stays closed, blessedly. ICU. Local shrugs in my monitor, unaffected. Humans are easy and loud. In East, someone says, you hear that? Shoes, so many shoes turn the way habit turns, chasing a corridor from a blueprint nobody updated. Redirect, I type into paging, but that needs a page and rule 4 is clear. No overhead, no route. So I do the ugliest helpful there is, unit to unit pips, pager quiet, to the few I can afford to offend. Ignore any D5 traffic. Retired unit, validate source. House heard that, Marcy says. It likes being called retired. On camera, the cart's shadow fattens. Timestamp mouths 02:13:20, while my wall says 02:14:27, my error pinned to the feed. I smell rubber waking on axles, hot bitter, belt snap, motion that didn't ask permission. O2 hiss that wasn't in that hall sneaks into my cup anyway. Proud. My misophonia grabs the wrong thing. I want to chew the grill. Shut it, Marcy says, meaning my mouth, not the feed. I didn't open it, I say. Already fishing engineering interrupt to yank analog to a corner of my panel I can stop seeing. The more my hand moves, the more the building enjoys the attention. Listen pulses like an animal that learned a trick. House voice, memo flat in the ceiling, pending page slot saturated, seeking relief operator. I freeze. Most dangerous thing to do with hands over controls and a habit of pressing what lights. Every syllable is stapled. Relief operator lands soft as a pillow over a face. Don't give it relief, Marcy says. Give it boredom. I move my whole palm off the macro row and let the sweat print chill. I do nothing. The cart rolls. The camera wavers like a person breathed. There is no person. There is a loop and a floor and a building that stores motion the way others store heat. Where's RRT, I ask. If they're not at the right bed, they're already at the wrong one. Going where you told them not to, Marcy says. Every night has a percentage you don't get back. Then call it, I say, stupid brave. Call back. She taps her handset to life with 2 knuckles. RRT, steady as rails, hold position, validate source. No D5. I say again, no D5. Someone who hates correction tees up like a boy in uniform. We heard a page. You heard a test masquerading as a page, Marcy says. Stay with your live calls. The camera proves the opposite. The cart rounds a corner with conviction. A nurse, old rules bun, pink watch fob, steps into frame and doesn't look surprised. She lays a hand on the handle, Not to push, to bless, and it keeps going like she was rumor. Timecode, I say, 67 off. Own it, Marcy says. Don't ask numbers to comfort you. PBX prints a second memo voice. Prim, prefix mismatch, defaulting to 1996 talk group. Vowels clipped in a way people don't. It pronounces Ortiz like Ortiz, corporate clean, like my name is a file opened with the wrong program. Stop saying my name wrong, I say, small as it sounds. Don't give it a human pronoun, Marcy says again. It thinks that's a promotion. Hands do small fixes when they can't fix the important one. I kill the maintenance feed, slide it under, let the wall be wall. The cart keeps moving in my head. I keep hearing the wheel song, one long, two short, the heartbeat the building chose. Main PA merciful. ICU. Local chirps once jealous. In East, someone curses hot mic, realizes, keys off. A good person in a worse hall hits secure route, fails PIN twice, succeeds the third. Says a name into a handset because we made them. The world inches better in one place as the cart rolls where we let it in another. On screen, the loop spawns again. D5 page loop, same text, brighter. I park it again. It parks and replicates. Parked 1. Parked 2, like bad mail. I'm aware of my finger over PA-SUP-9, how the pad wears a little chain print from the label, because I touch the place even when I don't press. I want to hush macro the house's mouth and make it swallow quiet. -3 dB/4 seconds would feel like moral success. Rules say don't feed. I don't. The triad drapes the ceiling again. A flat, B flat, just a breath wrong, like the word almost. The last note shaves my skull, my teeth itch. Now you know, Marcy says. You didn't page D5. You proved to it D5 still has a path. I'm sorry, I say, not to her. Write it down later, she says. Tonight it's path. Next time it's names. Next time it's you. The camera, off, I swear it's off, gives me one last flash. Like a man waving from a car you didn't recognize until he was passed. 02:16:34 on tape. My wall 02:17:41. A pager chirps a second late where it should have chirped first. The part of my chest where air goes gets small. The stroke audit stub we earned, plus 4:17, lives under everything like mildew. Drink water, Marcy says. The same as telling your hands to drop religion. We're about to click past the fun part. What's the fun part? She doesn't answer. You don't warn people about 303 if they're still learning to hate too. Something in the vent pops, thermal, honest. And listen settles like a big dog, bored again. The triad doesn't play. Room air goes back to chlorhexidine and wax, with a top note of ballast heat, a hospital's cologne. I'm busy trying to love silence for what it is, when the first foot pedal double click sounds like courtesy. The second brings a wheel squeal, one long, two short. The clocks do their comedy, 02:59:57:58:59, and freeze at 3:03 a.m. in the lower right of my dictaphone window I swear I didn't open. Don't, Marcy says, the word bigger than the room. Whatever it plays you, cut at 9, pedal kill. The pedal is under my right shoe, like it has always lived there. The tape spools with a soft belt sigh. And someone long gone clears her throat in 2001, about to read me a name I'll think I can survive. The belt sighs, like someone pulling a blanket over a mouth they won't use again tonight. And the tape finds its groove. Dust in the dictaphone window turns to constellations. Little red VU caps wake and hang at -6 dB, as if polite before remembering motion. A throat clears. Woman 30-ish if you priced it by cigarettes. Baltimore dried on the vowels like church on the tongue. Switchboard. This is Ward D. She trims the D like a hangnail. Ward C3, you copy? My heel floats over the pedal. 9 seconds is a religion. 9 seconds is how long you let a dead year talk before you shut its mouth. Marcy doesn't say my name. 2 fingers press the tape at her jaw, holding her voice inside. Count Ortiz. Dictaphone timecode freezes at 3030 and smiles it didn't earn. The building stops pretending to breathe. I file the sharp B-flat hiding in the ballast hum where I keep knives. 1, I say without lips. Breath tastes like chlorhexidine and coffee that died badly. Tape nurse drops into none loud. Code blue, ward C3, bed 42, repeat. Code blue. A breath, paper, the hiss of a room that knew oxygen when it was young. Respiratory at 2, I say. The VU shivers, still faking -6's home. Under the hum I hear it, the foot pedal double click, tucked like a comma. Not this tape's pedal, some other rooms, some other years. Heel twitches, 3, wheel squeal comes late. 1 long, 2 short, the song of a cart nobody should be pushing, and nobody is. Hair tries to tune to a pitch I won't allow. Switchboard copy, tape nurse says, and my muscles almost nod. D5, a grimace you can hear. Correction, C3, code blue. 4, hot plastic taste blooms like a blister under the room's skin. Main PA stays shut. ICU, local throws one board beep from far away like a lighthouse you can't afford. She says a physician's name like coins. The triad ghosts beneath, F, A flat. B flat, the B flat -14 cents, a smile that doesn't care if I like it. 5. Old rubber chew where the belt slips and forgiveness holds. Timecode refuses to move 30300 while the voice does. That's the math the house keeps. RRT en route. The dictaphone drags another layer from its stomach. Room tone of past's paper whisper, a badge kissing a cradle. Click, click. The wheel sings again, 1 long, 2 short. 6, I say, a bone clicking home. I slide the ball of my foot so pedal kill will be deliberate, not panic. Tape nurse keeps passing the baton I didn't ask for but was born holding. This is a name with saints in it. 7. Throat is wax dry, the vent drafts my wrist, suddenly my skin knows cold, dust in the beam is snow we can't afford to plow. Confirm physician pager group, 8. VU bars unfreeze, tick -4 like a late pulse, then settle. The ceiling stares fluorescently. I feel the building smiling like it found a nickel in the laundry. We have. A word child lines up behind her teeth, not because she wants it, because deadlines stick to the smallest people first. 9, I say, and drop my foot. Pedal kill. The tape bites its own wire. VU flat. Timecode keeps grinning, 30300 like a liar you can't afford to leave. In my ear, the B flat turns note to metal to new pennies. The room remembers how to be a room. Good, Marcy says, not praise, inventory. 2 fingers still at her jaw, stay. Pieces of my head climb down. I lift my heel, the pedal rises light like it was never meant for weight. Dewey, I start. You cut it, she says, that's the only part you own. Everything after is ledger. Chin at PBX. Watch the house make a mail slot. PBX prints, mild as a memo. Roster review before sunrise. PA backbone gives a peach pit blink. Listen, open, listen. Like a big dog rolling to show teeth, then deciding I'm boring. Dictaphone doesn't eject. Tapes don't. The window fogs with a breath I didn't gift it and clears. My misophonia measures the triad in the fog and writes -14 cents on the back of my eyes. Roster review, I read. It tastes like paying with somebody else's heart rate. 5 names and 1 live number. 5 plus you're so sewn, Marcy says, the name I hate because it's right. MRN plus unit for the 5. The live one is an encounter we can own. Less than 24 hours open, MRN mismatched, labs pending. House hates a slot it can't reconcile. Names warm, numbers safe, I say, so hands can copy. Finish with a period triad. You finish with a steady hand, she says, the music is for it, not you. I wipe my palm on jeans that are cleaner than my mouth by 2 sins. Ballast leaks sweet wax heat. Somewhere in East, a nurse laughs at something not funny, because the kindest people have secret shows at night. ICU local beeps once, you're still here. I look at the rule card like a relative I only meet at funerals. The extra N in identity nicks the tender skin above my watch. A promise, bleed inside and on purpose. Secure rote 2222 flutters like a pinned moth, then settles ready. Badge swipes ping like quiet rain. Somewhere a handset lowers with that hollow bonk. That means somebody changed the world a centimeter. The PBX, helpful as a hall monitor, prints in house voice. Pending page slot saturated. Operator to supply 6 identifiers. End with triad. It mispronounces half the Latinx surnames in the sample line. Garcia spreadsheet clean, Ortiz file fresh. Prefix 1996 hangs in the corner like it doesn't trust me with the century. Make it hold secure, Marcy says. No overhead. If it tries to make it pretty, you make it boring. Boring keeps people. House can't digest boring. Boring kills ratings, I say. Good thing I'm Knights. She almost smiles before remembering our plus 417 lives under us like mold. Neck cracks like old wood making peace with a wind it can't stop. Dictaphone glass shows my reflection in wire squares. Honest pieces I could sell. Start composing, Marcy says. Unit, number, name. Then next. Who picks the 5? Not a raffle, it's the knot you can untie. Double pages, D5 phantom, 90s prefixes, WWV checksum droppage. Clean those, then you're live. That last one is a lock the house can't pick. The triad whispers more rumor than noise. F, A flat, B flat moving through vents. My finger finds PASUP9, then pulls back like from a stove. Not that yet. Let the period stay future. PA blinks open for 1 beat, a muscle twitch, a dare. I can feel the 6-second hole it's measuring for ICU, a quiet shaped like a monitor's grave. Breathe wrong and it will make art of it. Marcy, I say without looking. If it asks for 6, I read 5 and leave the last for alive. What if it tries to donate a name? It will, she says. A mother, or mine. Don't accept charity from the thing that writes your write-ups. It bills interest. Vent coughs neat cold across my wrists. Lights don't flicker. Good places never do when they mean it. The house clears its throat like a judge about to laugh at its own joke. I pull the keypad close. Each key has a shine spot from other stories. My so-sung slot waits on the far right, like a mouth I've decided not to feed yet. Okay, I tell the not God we built. You want review, you get review. Shoes whisper below. A pager trills half a second late. I see you. Local beeps one more time, like a kid sticking out a tongue from the back seat before a hand reaches back to hold it still. Name, I say to the ledger. Number. Unit. The house writes ready where kindness kills you. I wet my mouth and lean in. I'm not priest or poet. I'm the tone at the end of a sentence. And just as my lips part for the first identifier, the dictaphone clicks. Soft, not start, not stop, like a throat clearing 2 rooms over. The house is going to try one more quiet while I hold a sentence in the air. The first thing on my tongue isn't a name, it's a number. The house smells it like a dog finds blood through bleach. PA backbone does a tidy blink, listen to open, and then takes its hand off the world. Main PA goes flat. Not quieter, absent. Like someone replaced the ceiling with a photograph of a ceiling. For half a breath I think I killed it. Then I see you local, our fenced miracle and curse, keeps ticking in my left ear like a wristwatch on a clavicle. One good beep. Another. Another. Outside those walls everything falls into felt. The house's 6 seconds start spending. I don't count with my mouth. I count with what I can afford to lose, heart. 200 milliseconds rest. Dub. 1. Sweet metal lifts under my tongue, pennies in ballast dust, and the ghost of B flat hovering sharp where you test a stove with your hand. Console looks the same. That's the joke. Switch is tidy, LEDs feigning manners. Main VU sits planked at baseline, a flat line pretending it has nothing to do with people. Aux triad now, Marcy says. Tape at her jaw flashes like a second throat. You can't shout at an absence. You aim your voice where it'll be when it returns. I thumb the aux bus, don't trust PASUP9 while the house snacks. F, A flat, B flat. 300 milliseconds each, 100 milliseconds courtesy at the edges. Minus 12 dBFS. Period sized, not sermon. ICU beeps keep metronome in my left ear. 2. On screen. Listen, silence Windows 6.0 seconds, memo font that hates me. Then, Pending page slot saturated. Seeking relief operator. The house has never sounded more like an email from a boss who's never worked nights. 3. Silence isn't empty. It's dense foam. It gets in your nose and makes you taste nitrile. Chlorhexadine's bite like a bad martini. My misophonia tries to climb my spine. B flat in the ballast hum. Minus 14 cents on the smile where the house files its teeth. 4. A head pops into the hallway beyond the glass. ICU hairnet, eyes already angry from other things. Her mouth forms monitor, but the word has no gravity. It floats gorgeous and useless. Toe rests over the dictaphone pedal, ready, heel hovering. If the tape lunges, I'll pedal kill while I drop the period stones. ICU local keeps its little arithmetic. 5. A second head peers, face shield up like a visor. Both nurses lean into the air to listen, the way you do when a dream cry wakes you, and you're not sure which side of the door your house sleeps on. Maine gives the beeps back in a wash, late and smug. 6.1 seconds on the counter, memo gone. PA backbone slips open to listen with the sigh of a big dog laying across your foot, reminding you whose floor it is. The building exhales. Vent hiss stops acting handsome. Everything small returns in order. Oxygen snip, shoe sibilant, far elevator ding. One ICU nurse flips the corridor the bird and returns to work. The other looks up at the ceiling speakers and tells nobody, not funny. Marcy doesn't breathe until 2 neat columns of beeps stack after the silence. Then she smooths her tape and leans back just enough to make the chair purr. That's the house checking if we'll miss it, she says. Next time it'll see what we'll trade. For what? For names, she says. For voice. It loves a voice that can count. She scratches an old ivy scar. Punctuation. Isabel Knight, before you were smarter, before I was tired, we took a double fault into a triple. Because someone wrote overhead with pretty words. We lost ICU a minute to all call. Local got jealous and mirrored the drop. 8 seconds we could hear each other's mouths in headsets and nothing else. People forget silence can be wide. What fixed it? My partner had metronome hands, she says. I had a voice that made ugly sound like instructions. She fed aux tones under the cut. I killed tape and refused flourishes. We put the hospital back in the wires. And then she left. Smart woman. Not bitter. True. The house takes my moment of personhood as invitation. PA backbone, open, 0.5 seconds, winks. Dictaphone fogs one corner as if a ghost with manners breathed. PBX presents a tidy menu in the font I'm going to dream in. Review set, 5+1 live, available. Then categories because the house is the soul of admin. Double page, Santos Ria MRN 199606-13472, MedSurg West. Prefix 1990s, Carter, Deshaun L. MRN 201MP44, Security Escort. Peña Marisol MRN 2010FO219, ED Fast Track. D5 Phantom, Ward D5, Route Blocked, Parked. Talk Group Drift, Roads Benjamin M. MRN 2004 UNK 187, Facilities. Live slot Ank less than 24 hours, MRN Mismatch Labs pending. TBD OB triage / PEDS overflow. It hits Peña wrong. Pina, no tilde, no heat. Prefix 1996 sits on the top border like it can time travel me into being dumber. House says ready, I tell the room. House says hungry, Marcy corrects. Start with yours. Checksum drop is you. Prefix is habit. D5 is a trap it wants you to stop respecting. East elevator dings. Tonight it sits near B flat, minus 14 cents. Shame crawls my skin, the right wrong note. I let the feeling hold water, not spill. Thumb over the triad key, don't press, just remembering the address. Finger settles on secure route like setting a safe hammer. Roster review will close your audit, the house offers as if closing weren't a filing cabinet with teeth. Supply identifiers, end with triad. Ugly and boring, Marcy reminds me. Units, MRNs, no ancestors. I can do arid. You were born arid, she says, rude and correct. ICU local kisses me a last beep. In the grid, a nurse leans out to shout, we good, and the air answers by being beepful again. I put my mouth where my job is. Review, I tell the ledger that isn't a god. Item 1. Heart knocks like someone forgot their badge. I let it makes a fine metronome, not pretty. True. I bring up the first card. The house bends to listen to open like a curtsy, then back, manners always. Ox warms under my palm, period coiled, ready. Across the glass, an ICU nurse glares at a speaker like she could make eye contact with a hole. She can't. I can. It looks like a mouth waiting to be fed. I don't feed it. I start reading. And the dictaphone gives the softest click, throat clearing 2 rooms over, promising the house will try one more quiet while I balance a sentence. I take the first card like a wafer. It sticks, then melts into work. Item 1. Boots on my voice. Santos Ria, MRN 1996061347 MedSurge West. The PA curtsies, listen, open, and lets me be the only mouth. The double-page flag twins and collapses. One thread backs into the pager gate and stamps ACK, the other drains out of main PA like someone pulled a stopper. On MedSurg cam, a nurse who was halfway to the phone blinks at the ceiling and returns to a cuff that deserved better. Resolved, the house types, duplicate overhead deduplicated. Good dog, I say, because I'm mean when I'm scared. Item 2, Marcy says coxswain steady. I wet my lips, they don't feel like mine, and read ugly. Carter, Deshaun L., MRN 2001 P44, security escort. Top line tries a header, prefix mismatch, defaulting to 1996 talk group. I hit the number again, flat, MRN first, the header coughs, loses the year, settles for current. In the east stairwell, 2 radios stop flirting with a dead channel. Resolved. Talk group pinned to present, the house prints, obedient like a cat, for show. 3. I tell my heart. It obliges, rest, dub against the sticky foam, throat salted with disinfectant and neon. Peña Marisol. MRN 2010 FO219 ED fast track. I give Peña her tilde. The house does not. Checksum drop, WWV, glares in gray. I warm secure route with a fingertip. The pager gate spits the 3 ugly drops it hoarded. Packet, packet, packet. WWV lamp blinks steady 10 megahertz, the heartbeat we decided to believe. Fast track cam, a tech lifts her head when her beeper finally chirps. There you are, to a clip like a child who hid in the coats. I swallow. Resolved. Packet integrity with intolerance, the house memoizes. Keep going, Marcy says, thumb smooths tape, no shake. Don't get high on small wins, that's a trap too. RHODES, Benjamin M, MRN 2004 UK 187. Facilities, talk group drift. Open holds longer, bowing to the undeserving. Facilities cam, a man with a flashlight pauses and laughs, hand over mouth private, when his radio stops frog hopping towers. Drift flag unhooks and floats away like lint. Resolved. The house types, then can't help itself. Pending page slot saturated, seeking relief operator. You can wait hungry, I tell it. D5 phantom stares from the list like a hole. Ward D5. Route blocked. Parked. Corkboard map answers with its ghost square. The crash cart's tag says D5, retired like a tomb name. Skip the trap, Marcy murmurs. Make it small first. It hates small. Copy. Ton tastes solder, dead coffee, nickel of fear. Live slot, I read. OB triage / PEDS overflow. Encounter less than 24 hours. MRN mismatch, labs pending. That's your so-sewn, Marcy says, almost gentle. Feed it last. I nod where she can't see inside. Listen, pulses at my breath. I reset to the top. Order is medicine and exorcism. Review continues, I say. Ugly, clear. Santos corrected. Carter corrected. Peña corrected. RHODES corrected. Acknowledge, says the house, the institutional amen. The corkboard breathes. D5 tape smiles, assuming I'll blink. I don't. Both palms to beige plastic like a lectern. Useful. D5 remains parked. I lock. Park Q maintained. No overhead. No route. On a hall cam, a crash cart wheel twitches toward me, then thinks better. Top margin tries, let's test D5, italic, faint, the suggestion that dies in committee. Don't push your luck, I tell the air, you've had yours. Ox warms under my palm like a cat kneading. I'm the period, not the paragraph. I start closing. Final live slot. OB triage/PEDS overflow. MRN pending. Badge verification via secure route 2222. PA leans open. Attention, a stage light. I don't blink. Submit encounter number and bed, I read. No overhead, no all call. Verify badge. Something under the board smiles at 2.7 kilohertz. Then the house shows me its knife. Ama Ortiz. Vowels clean and wrong. No MRN, no unit, just the word that came with my first fever. Marcy's chair doesn't move. ICU beeps keep monastery time. Main PA tries to flex. I pin my tongue to the battery taste. Encounter number, I say, not a daughter. Bed location. Silence. Memo voice tries a different angle. Prefix mismatch. Defaulting to 1996 talk group. Encounter number, I repeat. Bed. Rustle in the wires. A box of expired stickers. Corkboard breathes. D5 kisses tape. Marcy moves, one finger downbeat hold. Heart metronomes. The house can starve on a word if you refuse to add names. No MRN, no route, I say. The rule isn't a prayer, but I borrow the music. No MRN, no route. Pending page slot saturated, it sulks. Printer energy. LOBUTONER blinking because it knows a person will come. Not my problem, I say, the closest thing to faith I own. PA hovers open like a hummingbird, then falls to listen with a sulk. The mouth shuts, but not all the way. I can feel the next trick, quiet torn at the seam waiting for me to stretch it. Close it, Marcy says softly. Closing, I say, and drop 1, 2, 3 onto the period I've kept coiled. F, A flat. 3 clean 300 milliseconds stones, 100 milliseconds of courtesy each, minus 12 dBFS. No apology, no flourish. Punctuation, not music. They go out and roll back off tile and vinyl and paint, the sound of a hospital remembering itself. Throat burns like sanded with a glove. Pads feel like wet bandages. Down in ICU, a nurse nods once at the ceiling. Meeting adjourned. PA shows 1 square ACK I refuse to read as absolution. Audit pane stamps, roster review complete, 5/5 resolved. Live slot pending. Smaller voice print sample partial. Don't look at that, Marcy says. I saw it. We all see it. Don't feed it. I lift off the aux like it weighs something precious. D5 keeps smiling in tape. Elevator dings, a B flat with a bad haircut, and somewhere a pager trills just late enough to itch, just early enough to be real. The house clears its throat, softest click like a stranger practicing your doorbell. PBX goes to new banner, seed clusters available. Trauma/stroke/OB pink. Checksum, white. Offset, 127 milliseconds. Cursor blinks twice, like a pulse you shouldn't trust. Thumb finds 2222 by muscle memory. The building gathers itself for another test drive of silence. Okay, I tell the not God, come hungry. And the night leans forward, ready to trade. The banner breathes at the screen's edge, like it hopes I'll forget to see it. Seed clusters available. Trauma//OB, code pink. Checksum, white. Offset 127 milliseconds. White means anything. White means it wants my mouth to write its page. I flatten my hand on the beige, make a lid. Policy line 4, I tell the room, myself, the bus ghost. Operator cannot verify staff over overhead, route via secure extension. Thumb on secure route 2222 and hold. PBX wakes the glint I like. Secure line ready. PA backbone goes listen, like an usher with posture. Trauma first, the house licks its teeth at 2.7 kilohertz and types TRAU, like it's half through a word I didn't say. No all call, not even a breath toward main. I stab trauma into secure, build the handset bridge. Trauma service, switchboard. Verify badge and PIN for authorization, I say. Saltine dry. Ceiling wants to talk over me. Memo calm. Prefix mismatch. Defaulting to 1996 talk group. 2 stacks over, an elevator dings B flat a hair cruel. The boards feel like a stage you can fall off. Handset clicks. Trauma Chief Dr. Liu, badge 481132, PIN 7409. A second voice leans in. We need an overhead now. No overhead, I say. Life jacket, I choose to wear. Handset only, name and location. Lou, Michael, Trauma Bay 2. He's running. Sep, I key the gate and watch ACK like it tastes bad. Top margin tries again. Pending page slot saturated. Seeking relief operator. Pending can wait, I tell it and shove the page down the throat it can't chew. Listen, dips toward open, bow to process, and slips back. 1 ghost off the table, 2 to go. Stroke pops. Offset 127 milliseconds, a knife with no visible edge. Vents push almost silence, test drive. My teeth want to chatter without moving. The house practices my doorbell. I shelf the stroke team and secure. Stroke pager switchboard, verify badge and PIN. A stainless smile at 2.7 kilohertz. Then a woman, hard and awake. Alvarez, 510819, PIN 4132. Rolling to East CT ready. Name and exact location. Dr. Alvarez, ED recess 1, door to needle. She recalculates around my bruise. We're compensating. Top of screen prints checksum, white again, smug as a blank form. Left hand coasts onto aux where the period sits. Not yet. Heel. Page authorized via secure handset. No PA. Pager hiccups a drop, then behaves. A tech jogs the opposite direction of a bad habit. I breathe. 2 down. OB. The banner fattens a pixel. Elevator dings. B-flat close enough to a clarinet scale. I failed when I was 12. Misophonia flips the memory inside out. B-flat minus 14 cents. House signature. Mother of lies. OB charge. Switchboard. Verified badge and PIN for code pink authorization. Voice like the underside of a tray. Clean. Used. Sealing memo tries. Defaulting to 1996 talk group. Not tonight, I say, slicing secure again. A tidy ding of design done right. Breath. Klein, OB charge, badge 481135, PIN 2525. Too steady, means standing perfectly still on unfriendly ground. Patient or encounter in bed, I say. Behind me, Marcy's chair does not move. Baby Calloway, LND 7, decel on strip, 3-minute drop. In the background, the monitor changes its drum. Thup 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 goes thin, thup thup. Every dash a life you can't spend twice. The house pushes its thumb into my eye. I'm at Ortiz, soft and wrong, like a sheet smooth to smother. Copper and old coffee flood my mouth. The part of fear that excuses stupidity rises. I pin it. Count 1, don't blink. Encounter number in bed, I say, to air that wants me to be a daughter. Silence that thinks it's powerful. Memo voice tries Spanish like checkboxes. Ama Ortiz. Badge verified, I tell Klein, loud enough to tie me to duty. Handset page authorized. Code pink to LND 7 only. No all call, no overhead. The house smiles its 2.7 kilohertz knife. Banner shakes, seed clusters ready, like a dog that thinks it deserves outside. Verify badge, I say again. Verify badge. Verified, Klein says through teeth. Behind her, thup thup thup, hiccups up, slumps, steadies. Tiny fight. The house drops one card because I won't take the other. It tries threading a trauma ghost. White checksum, offset 127 milliseconds, stapled to nothing. Sneakers spin on trauma cam like the room got an itch. My thumb hammers 2222 until the system gives me another secure throat to shove it down. Trauma, second verification. Badge and PIN. Lou, same badge, same PIN. He doesn't ask why. One night to learn what took me a month. Names warm, numbers safe. Authorized, I say, meaning live. ACK prints clean. I refuse to read absolution in it. Stroke cam. Alvarez waves a tech off the elevator that keeps failing its ear test. Stairs, floor, watch, offset, and the thought crawls under my nail. She doesn't know me. She believes in process with me. Together we walk the building toward the century we woke in. House files a memo to me. Pending page slot saturated. Seeking relief operator. I imagine a clipboard doing rounds, looking for a mouth. Not mine. Slash left hand on aux. Period coiled. I would love to staple this sentence everywhere, but punctuation must be earned. One more trick. PBX lamps dim a fraction. Heat comes through the rack like a wet hand. Main tries to open. No curtsy, no chime, no ID, just a mouth. The FFT trace in my head goes flat for a blink. Skin sours. Don't feed it, Marcy chalks. I don't. I make the house say what it is. Stroke, verify received. Received. Trauma, verify received. Received. OB verify. Code pink is real. Handset breathes. Cloth on plastic. Fixing a lead. Real. FHR improving after reposition. We're good for now. Audit pane. Live confirm. OB L&D 7. Fetal HR variability up. That arrow stitches me back into my skin better than coffee. Thumb eases off 2222 a hair. Enough to feel my hand. Not enough to tempt. Period, I tell the triad. F, a flat. B flat. 3 stones, 300 milliseconds apiece, 100 milliseconds courtesy, minus 12 dBFS. Done, not dramatic. They roll across paint and tile, places I can't see, nod once, binding signed. The house squints. My name tries to stand without a chime and falls. Memo drops an inch, prefix mismatch. Defaulting to 1996 talk group, tired of itself, almost obedience. Denied, I say, secure only. Shh. Banner thins, seed clusters resolved 2/3, clinging to OB like a kid who won't leave the pool. Klein stays hot, her monitor finds a new drum, not pretty, true. Elevator dings again, closer to the house's bad B flat, farther from the world's. Hair votes to run, I vote to work. Audit, Marcy says, the kind mercy of proof. Screen gives me, secure route log. 481132/7409. 510819/4132, 48113/2525. Timestamps behave. Check sun recovered where it matters. White where it doesn't. The house can fake hunger, it can't fake swipes. You hear that? I tell the room that doesn't need me. That's you not eating me. PA stares. Listen. Jaw clicks. My own does too. OB handset yelps, a device finding a friend, and Klein half laughs, the laugh we reserve for things that scared us and didn't kill us. Thanks, Switch. Name's warm, number safe, I say, and she says amen without meaning to. The banner gutters like a candle that wasn't. For a beat I hear vents down to ICU pulling air, like the building remembered breathing is allowed. I let one more period roll, F, A flat, B flat, to staple edges. Audit, clusters closed. Trauma/stroke/OB. Smaller, wronger, partial, ORTIZ. Don't feed it, Marcy says again. She knows the hooks. I keep a hand on the gear like a palm on a sleeping dog's ribs, counting. Main pretends bed. FFT grins flat. Ordinary lasts half a second. How you get people to step off curbs. Then listen doesn't curtsy. It opens with no opener, no triad, no ID, and waits to be fed. Rack heat slicks my palm. Elevator lands exact this time. A B flat you could tune to. Checksum goes not white but blank, the shape where my name would fit. Lila says nothing. Thumb finds the triad. Throat forgets mothers. My name is a mouthful the house thinks it can chew. No MRN, no root, I whisper to the dark and lift my finger for the period it hates. It says my name like it owns the lease. No triad, no opener, no ID, just main PA rolling its jaw and trying on my mouth. Lila, it's wrong the way a bad hotel mirror is wrong. The FFT in my head goes corpse flat. How I know it's not a person. People have hair and burr and breath. A little salt in the wave. This is plate glass. Hands stay where they belong. Left on aux, right hovering PA, CUP9. I don't speak. Tongue is a held load. Throat is a locked door with a badge reader. Rack heat slicks my palm. Lamps shift. Listen. Not polite now, then open like an elevator that forgot to ding. Checksum. Blank. It isn't asking, it's taking. Marcy doesn't breathe for 2 beats. Then smallest, rule 7. We don't have a 7 on the card under my wrist, we will. Main pulls air. My name leans again, clean, empty, built out of good mics and bad intentions. Lila. If I answer, it's relief pull. If I answer, I'm schedulable. The house hates unfillable slots. It loves a volunteer mouth. I press nothing. Count a beat against ribs, names warm, numbers safe, and give it the number it can't chew. Silence. Ceiling learns a new trick. Ghosts smile at 2.7 kilohertz under plaster, stainless, scraping my gums. The memo voice wants to say prefix mismatch, but even that would be manners. This isn't. An elevator dings a perfect B flat. My misophonia tunnels toward daylight through my molars. It tuned the shaft on purpose. We both know it. We stare. Lila, it says again, clean as a new trash bag. Left hand moves first, ox under palm, the period coiled like a dog with a job. You don't throw punctuation, you place it. The house is already breaking my sentence, hanging it from a hook by my name. Right thumb edges toward PA, SUP9 without touching, showing a knife to someone who calls knives rude. Don't feed it, Marcy's eyes say. Close it. Policy line 4, I whisper, to remind my mouth of its work. None of that matters to a thing that will never be staff. Main opens wider. Air moves wrong, shirt lifting off your back before a storm. F, flat, checksum vacuum. Then the trick that makes rookies cry and old hands quit. It gives me my mother's breath at the start of my name. Lee, House says, wearing an ordiz from a decade that didn't learn me. Tenderness as trap, HR as weapon. Slash, my thumb lands on the tone, not the macro. Ox, the period we keep for prayers. Tempo to my pulse, 300 milliseconds per stone, 100 milliseconds of courtesy, minus 12 dBFS so no one accuses me of fireworks. One breath chlorhexidine ballast wax and I drop the first note on the house's tongue. S. Main flinches. Below, an ICU nurse tilts her head like a bird hearing weather. My name pauses on its own blade. A flat. Backbone lights consider themselves and then do something civilized. Cascade. 10th floor LEDs dim, then 9th, 8th, smooth peel gaffer tape off a gym floor. Drills never looked like this. It looks like someone shutting a city's mouths with 2 fingers. The house tries new text. Pending page slot saturated. Seeking relief operator. It doesn't say it out loud. Writes it across my vision like a screensaver. My name hangs there, oxygen starved, patient as a scam. The last stone. B flat. I feel it shear through the thread where my name was about to fasten. Note the exact size of done. It walks into vinyl and paint and plastic and goes to ground like a nail. I hold the tail a hair long, not pretty, true, and let go. The mouth closes without sound. Open, loses nerve, becomes listen, smaller than it wants. Rack heat slides back toward merely hot. The elevator considers another ding and declines. We get hospital quiet, the kind you never trust. Then ACKs start, reluctant but obedient, a green thread retracting junk I refuse to carry. Overlay retract across a wing, then the other. Main bus, normal. I don't lift my hands, I don't say my name, I don't let it practice again. Behind me, Marcy lets breath out sideways, at a girl. The nurse who tapes an IV while making you laugh. Keep it closed. A printer that doesn't exist until 3 a.m. coughs. A single thermal strip slides from the slot by my knee, already fading. We do own printers at 3, we always have. I pinch it out clean, so evidence can pretend. Rule card updated, revision 7. Relief pull / house claim, if main PA speaks your name without chime, 0 milliseconds delay, checksum blank, FFT flat DO respond. Close with period triad. Document PA backbone floor cascade. Someone, no one, underline DO respond like I'm the student who benefits from obvious kindness. The house signs itself in silent memo, prefix mismatch, defaulting to 1996 talk group, petty. Audit pane tireless stamps event relief pull attempt denied. PA backbone LED cascade 10-1 ace green chain complete. Voice print sample partial ORTIZ. That last line slides a needle under the nail, not the whole hand, enough. I tuck the strip under the rule card. The extra weight raises a new bruise under my wrist, next to identity, where the typo fishhooks me. Saint metals don't update themselves. Ours do. Shh. We good? Marcy asks, the kind of question that only arrives when the answer won't change anything. We're not eaten, I say. Pride and fear shake the same place. For now. Cams. ICU keeps baby beeps. OB shows a shoulder counting with a midwife's hand. 1, 2, 3. The rhythm the world isn't owed. Stroke looks at an empty, scuffed hall. Trauma. Somebody sits down by accident and doesn't get up for 3 seconds while the room decides not to fall over. Elevator forgets music. Left hand leaves aux. The triad coils back, tired and ready. Names warm, numbers safe, I remind the dog. Main sulks. The house pretends it never wanted me. Behind walls, it straightens papers it doesn't need, files me under a prefix I won't answer, waits for a lunch break and a human craving for convenience. I touch the honest handset. Plastic is pillow warm. I'm halfway to the hook when listen brightens a millimeter. Child peeking around a door it should keep shut. Don't, Marcy says. Habit is a ladder. I don't. The night, insulted, goes ordinary for half a second. 60 Hz sets the picture frame straight. Rack size. The world is competent and cheap. Then, far down hall, where cams don't care if I can see, a brand new voice, young, clean, unpunctured, finds the microphone affordance everyone else learned the hard way. Miss Switch, the child says, bright as a check mark. Can you read my name? Listen comes up like a sunrise pretending not to be. My thumb, trained traitor, drifts toward periods. The elevator rehearses B-flat in the bones. Numbers first, I tell the room that isn't listening anymore. And the next breath steps onto the curb. Numbers first, I say again, because the room is deaf and I need one person who isn't. The kid's voice makes a tiny smile against Maine, pencil pressing paper. Listen brightens a millimeter and stops, the sneaker over the threshold test. I curl fingers under the console lip so they're too busy to grab something stupid. Thumb hovers over aux, periods and prayers. The elevator rehearses B-flat in the bones, exact now. Delay, 0 milliseconds. The building has decided it doesn't need time to think. Numbers, honey, I say, rinsing sweetness with metal. Unit first, bed, then digits. A skinny inhale ghosts across the affordance. The house flexes to frame it, ready to catch a name, print it, shelve it, make it edible. The memo voice stays quiet. Manners. She tries on a hospital word, and it fits, to my surprise and disgust. Peds. The house purrs at the prefix. Soft target, bright paint, lowercase signage. My misophonia pricks, not pitch this time, but how much it likes a category you can stack. Peds isn't a number, I say gently. The listen lamp learns what no feels like. Room, then chart. She thinks. Breath fogs some far camera that isn't ours. ICUs keep baby beeps like birds with heads tucked. Marcy taps 3 light knuckles, not quite the triad, on purpose. 217, the kid says, triumphant. Bed A. Then, holding out treasure, I have a name. Lucky you. I say so soft it won't carry. MRN. A falter, a card flips. It's long. Numbers do that, I say. Start slow. 6 digits spill like marbles, careful. The house quivers at each far syllable, trying to hear a vowel where there is none, trying to wear a curve like jewelry. It straightens papers it doesn't need. I keep my palm flat on beige that's heard worse. I do not feed the waiting mouth. Digits are real. Cadence is real. Somewhere a badge reader chirps because it likes being consulted. ACK pings arrive too eager, dog stepping on its own leash. The green chain that saved us all night falls over itself to be useful and finds utility isn't the point. We've crossed into morning, where solutions just shine. Okay, I say when the ledger blinks acceptance. Unit PEDS 217A, MRN confirmed. Now you can read my name? She asks. Joy so bright the house lights lean forward to taste it. Elevator dings. B-flat, straight, unbent, a pitch carrying no smile. It finds the string in my throat that almost attaches. I count 1, 2, 3. I don't need to. I do. My tongue shapes the first syllable of a kindness that would ruin me. Numbers first, I repeat, and drop my thumb to aux for a comma. The tiniest F you could call sound. A pause that says hold, not close. Gentleness deserves a little grammar. She waits, patient as a heart on telemetry. The house writes ready in a corner that might as well read please. Heat trades from rack to palm and back, tired tide. On the mosaics, an OB nurse bends over a belly, counting with a hand that could start the world or stop it. 1, 2, 3. Why numbers first? The girl whispers cafeteria secret. Because names belong to people, and the house will file them. Because a cart rolled itself when I loved a voice. Because names warm, numbers safe, and we're trying to finish a night without burning a wing. Because numbers make things true, I say instead. We start with true. A long child's nod inside the wire. You can hear it, a ponytail squeak on nylon, that small hope that being good buys you soft. I'd lie and say yes. Marcy would laugh and tell the truth. Okay, she says, accepting a universe like a chore. Numbers first. Listen dims, satisfied. The house decides to be an administrative saint who can wait for sacrament. It files the MRN, alphabetizes the unit, tightens its tie. The elevator's B-flat settles into concrete like a coin deciding never to grant. Outside the glass, dawn rehearses. Not light, permission. Shape to the dark. Ballast heat thins. Below us, yesterday's polish blooms, sweet cold and solvent. Vents trade chlorhexidine for dust. Cameras auto-gain and smear the world gentle enough to sue. Go on, I tell her. You're logged. Staff will route. You don't need the overhead. I just wanted to hear it, she says, out loud. I swallow. My throat is a switch I refuse to throw. Me too, I say, and put my hand where my mouth has been all night. But we start with numbers. She accepts the kind of disappointment packed in school lunches. Thin, bland, just enough. The affordance lets her go. Listen relaxes toward what a sane evening would ask. Maine makes no promises and keeps them. Down lobby, a cleaner hits the hand dryer. The room fills with a cheap aluminum hurricane that hides 100 sins. B-flat climbs out like a cat finding the fridge top. It lays across my shoulders and waits to be counted. 1, 2, 3. I catch myself. Habit, not choice. And the shame is too light to feel like anything but practice. I imagine the house checking voice print partial, ORTIZ, and adding, behavioral reinforcement present, petty. Administrative. Exactly right. Marcy pours coffee from a carafe that always tastes like surrender. It smells new anyway, brown and brave. She hands me a cup. Her finger brushes mine like an oath you don't say. You alive? She asks, meaning intact. I sign my own breath, I say. That count? It'll have to. She leans on the rack, watching the building remember how to be only a building. You hear it in the dryer? I hear it everywhere. Elevator, dryer, cartwheel on RRT hall, badge ding that thinks it's a bell. Clean now. 0 delay. Morning makes tyrants tidy, she says. You going to sleep? I'm going to try to forget how to count to 3. Good luck. Sun doesn't arrive. It accumulates. A bruise of light smears the far wall and resolves into 3 pale bars, sliding across the rack's dust, like someone drew the triad with chalk and forgot to wipe it. F, A-flat, B-flat. I look at the rule card and the fresh page taped like a bandage. Revision 7. The extra N in identity still snags, a hook to remind me there's a me to catch. The new bruise from added weight stings, honest as a cuff. PA pretends to yawn. Listen idles, open behaves. ACKs learn how not to help. The world, competent, cheap. I wrap a hand around the honest handset, the one with the little hollow bonk. We start with numbers, I tell the plastic, to make it true in a small place. There's a tiny new note at PBX Edge from an admin I don't believe in. Pediatrics, training QSET updated. Triad template, EGB. Effective next PM shift. Marcy follows my eyes and makes a laugh that lost a fight. They're gonna teach the kids a different doorbell. Of course. I put the cup down, too good to toss, not good enough to keep. House loves a new slot to measure. EGB, she tries under breath. Consonants raw. You gonna be here for that? I'm temp to perm, I say. I'm here for whatever they call next. We sit with it. The hospital pours into mourning like a patient who has decided not to die today, different from living. Down the hall, the hand dryer shuts up. The elevator forgets music. 3 bars of light climb and fade across dust like an oath finishing itself. I pull the rule card, lay it flat, run a fingertip along the dent the printer made in cheap laminate. Do not respond. Document cascade, period triad. Words small enough to carry. The world will ask me to carry larger. On the console, a green dot blinks because it learned to whenever it isn't actively saving anyone. It looks pleased with itself. The house files this feeling under ordinary and waits for shift change. Lunch, the moment a human will love convenience more than the rules we bled for. I can feel it waiting. Patient as a scam, hungry like a slot. Miss Switch, whispers a voice from where it shouldn't. A volunteer maybe, a parent maybe, a nobody definitely. And I see the training note again like a fortune strip you can't shake. PEDS, triad, EGB. Numbers first, I tell the minute that thinks it can own me, and reach for the aux bus like a railing on a moving train. From the far end, lighter, higher, painted with animals who never got sick, a 3-note shape tests its legs. EGB bright, curious, wrong in a way that means new. I don't move. I let it walk. I count to 3 anyway. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to join Dr. Noctis. The fear has only just begun.